what's up YouTube? For today's video, with a full pig Pokemon team, this video is gonna be a real oinker. Sorry, I had to do it. Now, I've actually never done this team before, so what I did is I went through and picked all the pig-like Pokemon and put them onto one team. I actually had a lot of really good battles, so you probably noticed this video is quite long, and we've got some quality content today. Is there a pig Pokemon you really like? Let me know about it in the comment section. What's your favorite pig? And if you enjoyed the videos, people, you want to support the channel, drop a like on the video too, and let's get into it. We've got a Fennekin lead. It's called, I'm not sure what that name. Maybe it's a different name for Fennekin in another language. If someone figures it out, let me know in the comment section. I've got a special Mamoswine. Now, this special Mamoswine, I actually managed to get a sweep with it, which is really cool. So let me know if you want to see that Mamoswine sweep. I might slide that one up during the week. And this Fennekin has cooked me with the Fire Blast. It had light screen. It got light screen up, and then it cooked me off a Fire Blast. So man, like, I can't lose to this Fennekin. I'll have to quit Pokemon forever. So I've got this mixed Emboar. It has got max attack and max special attack. Quick Claw is the item. Reckless is the ability. Hit Smash, Focus Miss, Stomping Tantrum, and Temper Flare. We've got that Focus Miss, Stomping Tantrum, Temper Flare combination, and that is going to be the end of the Fennekin. But it doesn't matter, people. There's still... What does that name mean? Anyway, we got... I don't know. I have no idea what this even means. So this Greninja is going to come in and go for that extra sensory, and that is going to be the end of the Emboar. It got sent. The little pig got sent off to market. You know, remember that little, the one pig went to market. I don't know. I heard it when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I can't remember the whole thing. And then a pig stayed at home, and then went to market. I can't remember the rest of it. Anyway, we got this Oinkologne set. It's a Pimp special. We got Echoed Voice, Energy Ball, Earth Power, and Work Up. Now, Greninja's going to be firing off a Hydro Pump with the Life Orb. I actually take that like a beast, and we're able to get a Echoed Voice up. Now, that light screen is now gone from the initial setup from turn 1, and I managed to live a couple of attacks there, which is really cool. So, I got my second Echoed Voice off there, almost taking out Greninja. So, I did a swap here, and I thought I'll conserve that Oinkologne maybe for a little bit later on and go into Grumpig. This Grumpig set was pretty cool too. It was more of like a sweeping one. They're going to go for extra sensory. That's why I went to Grumpig. And the Life Orbit is going to faint in the Greninja. And I didn't have to sacrifice Oinkologne. Well, at the moment. Next Pokemon, I have no idea what these nicknames mean, by the way. We got a Cinderace. So this is Nasty Plot, Belch, Extra Sensory, and Focus Mist, Terra Poison. Now, this is a Salac Berry set with Belch. I can't use Belch until the Salac Berry has been activated. It's quite a gimmicky set, to say the least. So, we're going to go for Terra Poison here. I'm expecting a high jump kick. It's going to be very bad for this team. There are quite a few Pokemon weak. I'm looking at my team, like 1, 2, there's like 3 Pokemon weak to it, right? So I've got that Poison. They're going to go for U-turn instead, so that's good. I mean, that's still going to be resisting, which is great. And Grumpig is going to be able to live that one. So Cinderace is quite a big problem at the moment. Next one we've got to have here is the Blaziken. So like, okay, they've got like, I'm trying to figure out what this is. I have no idea. I'm trying to think what these are even going to be. So we got that Snow Stomping. That's not really going to matter. I'm going to go for Extra Sentry. Almost took out Blaziken. I was so close. Now Blaziken's going to go for a Sword Dance. Maybe Blaziken had a Focus Sash as well. So I guess that didn't really matter, right? So I got the Speed Boost. Now they're going to go for Flare Blitz. So that's bad, but it's good at the same time because Blaziken is going to faint. Now, since we got a new video about some different animals, I got to tell you a pig joke, right? Are you ready for this one? I'm going to hit you with it, right? Why? Okay, let's do this one first. How does a pig write a book? How does it write a book? With a pig pen. Anyway, next Pokemon we got. Oh, look at it. We got like a mix of baby Pokemon here. It's really interesting. So we got Sinnoh. Is that Pikachu's cousin? Anyway, so it's going to hit me with a flamethrower, and Oinkologne is going to faint here. So that's like 4 of my team gone. Next we got here, we got the male and the female Oinkologne. This set here that I made up a long time ago is actually really, really good. A lot of people got swept by it, and it caused actually a lot of DC. So we got this Stuffed Sheiks Ganlon set, so instantly giving me a +3 in defense. And what it's going to do is got Terrifying, and we've got Body Press too, and it's also got Stockpile, so it's going to make it like incredibly bulky, and it's going to be hitting really, really hard. So Fire Blast doesn't do too much at all, and I'm going to probably just set some stockpiles up here, and I can go for rest too. So I've got that Body Press, and that's going to be easily enough to take out the tiny little Pokemon. Next Pokemon I got here is, I thought that's it, was it Lopatilap? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to go for the Body Press, and somehow I outsped on the second one, so it looks like they didn't have High Jump Kick on that set. I don't know what move they were using. Must have been some sort of negative priority move. Next Pokemon we got is Suicune, and they're going to go for a Terra on their Suicune, so I'm curious what this is going to be, and it's going to be Terra Water, so this is going to be probably some sort of powerful water type move. Coming my way for sure. So I've got Body Press ready to go, and it's going to be Hydra up. I'm like, that's going to probably be hitting really, really hard, yeah? So Oinkologne lives there on 6 health. It was so close, and I got a Body Press off, which is awesome. So this is going to be max health, and we've got max defense on this set. That's it, and we've got Impish Nature. Thick Fat is the ability, and we've got Rest, Stockpile, Body Press, and Stuffed Cheeks. Terrifying, if you want to know what the build is. This has also got Life Orb too. Last Pokemon's going to be Primeape. It's a Fling Lancet Berry set. I do not want to go for a Anger Point at this point. I actually just want to take the Suicune out before it one-shots me, and that is going to be the end of the Suicune to my Primeape. But what a crazy battle, and a very, very interesting team. I like how they incorporate the baby Pokemon into their team. So thank you, Sengo, whoever you are, if you ever watch this video. Thank you for the battle, and I like your baby Pokemon. Next battle we got is against your boy Well Hung. Like, you can't, mate. Where did these people come from? So the next battle here, we got an Oinkologne and a Chiam-Pao set up here. This is not looking too good. So it's going to go for Taunt. I've got that Aroma Veil, so I'm unaffected by the Taunt, right? So I can get that Echo Voice off and start to build on the damage. So Sacred almost takes me out. I just lived. It was very, very close, and I managed to get a second Echo Voice off. So that's pretty good. I really couldn't have got much more out of a special Oinkologne against the Chiam-Pao. It's very, very powerful. Next Pokemon we got is Mamoswine. So this is the special set. Let me explain what we got here. So we got Ancient Power, Blizzard, Earth Power, and Snowscape. Snow Cloak is the ability, Icy Rock as the item, and we got max special attack, modest nature, and max speed. So in comes old Pointy, and I've got Earth Power. They probably thought I'd go for Earthquake, and I bet they just got the shock of their life there. So that's the end of the overcall. So that was excellent, right? So now I'm bulky. I've got a chance of like something missing, and in comes old Camel Toe. Now I'm gonna go for a Blizzard. So I smelled a rat. I was like, this is definitely not gonna be. This is gonna be a Terror, right? And they didn't Terror, and then they got Frozen Solid, and then they thawed out. I was like, what is going on here? Then the camera up's gonna go for a Yawn, and Mamoswine is gonna get very drowsy there. So I was thinking, yeah, I have to swap out here. Now the item the camera up has got is Leftovers, so I'm gonna have to swap out and maybe bring that back in, but it really did surprise me they stayed in for an Earth Power. You know, they would have easily one-shot them. So I brought in the Emboar. Camera up's gone for a Scorching Sands. Emboar is just able to live that one. And yeah, I can go for like one more attack. I'm probably going to faint the next turn though. I know I can outspeed it, but I was like, this should take it out, like maybe close, and it didn't. So camera up is very defensively bulky, and it's going to take me out with a Scorching Sand. So that's the end of the Emboar. At least now I can bring in Mamoswine and finish it off, but I didn't expect them to like just stay into an Earth Power. That was a really odd kind of play there. I thought they were definitely going to go for a Terror or something. Anyway, that's the end of camera up. That's fine, and that's the end of being yawned and put to sleep. Next Pokemon's Chiam-Pao. Now, with all this snow around, I'm definitely thick, right? So I'm going to be able to live a Sacred Sword pretty easy, and I did. I was like, yes, that's great. And what I could do is get a free Ancient Power up here. I was really hoping for a boost. It fainted it, which was the main thing, but then that crit obviously didn't matter. But I was hoping for a boost, and it didn't happen. But that's fine. You know, getting rid of Sweat like Chiam-Pao is good. You know, they're very, very powerful Pokemon. Next is going to be Metagross. Like, oh, here we go again. So it's going to go for Bullet Punch. Obviously, that's a complete counter to, most of my team now. So I'm thinking, how am I going to get around this? So I'm going to go into Oinkologne. This is the Body Press set. And I was like, yeah, I can probably get around it. Funnily enough, they use Body Press too. So I'm thinking with the remaining Pokemon I've got left, I should be able to sweep them, right? I've got everything I need here to sweep them. So I've got an instant +3 in defense. Then I went for a Terra Fighting. I went for this so Body Press wouldn't be super effective. I had a feeling they probably had a Psychic type move too, but I just wanted to get that Fighting type happening so I could go for a Stab Body Press. So now they're going to go for Psychic Fangs. That was pretty unlucky, and I got flinched on that. That was a huge, huge turn there, because what I did on that turn is I went for Body Press there. And since I went for a Body Press this turn, I would have easily have taken that Metagross out. And I've also had Rest on this set too, which is very unlucky. So I would have won the battle there, but unfortunately I got some very, very bad luck. But which is fine, because you get to see the rest of the, but you get to see the battle continue, right? Next Pokemon we got here is going to be Grumpig. Now Grumpig should be able to live pretty much everything, and it's going to go for Bullet Punch. Obviously just getting a little bit of damage in before it faints. I went for a Focus Miss here. It only had a little bit of health left, and that crit didn't matter. I'm getting a lot of crits that don't matter. So we got 2 more Pokemon left. So we got Heracross. So obviously Heracross couldn't do anything to that bulky Oinkologne, so that's why I wasn't worried about it at all. And now it's going to go for a Trailblaze. So we all know what sort of set this is going to be. We haven't seen Guts or anything. It's definitely going to be Moxie. So I'm swapping that out and going into Primeape. This is an Anger Point set. And I was thinking, what are you going to be able to do to me? Like close combat? And then they're going to go for a Terra. I'm thinking, okay, what Terra are we going to... What Terra are we going to see on the Heracross? Little bro has gone for that Mega Heracross with the Terra Rock. Like, ready? It's going to be the Rock Blast one. So here it comes. Here's the Rock Blast. The rocks have just missed the Primeape, which is very, very lucky. So I get that. That definitely makes up for the miss that I got, because that literally, that was a game changer. So it was nice to get a bit of RNG go my way this time. So Bullet Seed does nothing, and I'm going to finish off with a Drain Punch. Now, this Primeape is max health and max speed. It's not max attack. So it's all based around trying to live an attack and then get Anger Point to be activated. So it's Fling, Lancet Berry, which gives the opponent a focused energy attack, a boost, and then I've got Acrobatics, Drain Punch, and Ice Punch. So that's the set. Unfortunately, Ampharos, pretty lucky that I wasn't running a max attack one, so it's able to live that a little bit better than it normally would, and it's got Dazzling Gleam. Now, the funny thing is, I got my own Lancet Berry. I'm like, oh, good. I've got a very good chance of getting a crit here, and of course, I do not get the crit. So, the bad luck, I guess, continues there. So that's the end of the Primeape. And I've got one more being the Grumpig left. So Grumpig is primarily a special attacker. So Ampharos doesn't have a lot of health left here. So I thought, yeah, I might get close. Let's go for Extra Sentry. That's my best play. I might be able to get a flinch too. It doesn't take it out. It's very bulky, and they land a Thunder and don't get flinch. I mean, everything went the opponent's way in that battle except for that rock, that rock miss. Everything went their way, so I feel like they got very lucky there. But anyway, it's a good battle, right? It's interesting to see the way the battle went after the Oinkologne fainted. The Oinkologne had rest and would have, easily be able to deal with those last 2 Pokemon. But alas, that's Pokemon, right? You win some, you lose some. Next battle here, we got a Hooper lead here. I have to swap out my Primeape because it's going to get absolutely destroyed. So I went to Grumpig expecting a Psychic type move, and they're going to go for Psyshock. But the problem about this is it's got Psychic and Dart moves. So it was a little bit difficult to not sacrifice a Pokemon here. So I've gone for Focus Miss. It went in the hole, and it didn't do a lot of damage there. At least I got a hole in one right. We got that special defense drop too, which is pretty good. Here comes the Hyperspace Fury. Also, the Hooper stole my Salac Berry with the Magician ability too. So not that it really matters too much. I just need to get this with this. I'm thinking like Mamoswine maybe, or the Body Press set with Oinkologne, So it's got Drain Punch now, so it's got very, very good coverage against my team. A Fighting move, a Psychic move, a Dark move. I'm looking at my team here. I'm like, okay, well, my entire team, every one of those moves is super effective against my entire team. Like, what am I going to do here? I'm going to try and get a Snow Cloak miss, but it never happened. I got some good damage to Blizzard, but still, it's a very, very big problem because it can keep getting its health back with Drain Punch and do heaps of damage. So I was like, all right, there's only one Pokemon that I think can get me out of this, and it's going to be Oinkologne. Not many people would say that, by the way, but you're on Pip, remember, you're on Pip Knight's channel. So we're going to get hit by a Drain Punch there. It actually does very little damage, which is fine. And what I'm going to do is set up the Stuffed Cheeks here. But first, before I do that, I'm thinking if I get the Stuffed Cheeks and I get enough stockpiles up, I might be able to, take out a lot of Pokemon. Plus, I've got Rest as well. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't put Chesto Berry on there. It's sort of unfortunate mixed up with the Stuffed Cheeks, strategy there. So with Stuffed Cheeks, if you don't know what that is, basically what it does, you have to hold a berry, and the user will, well, in my case, Oinkologne will eat the berry in the same animation as getting a +2. So if you give it like a Ganon berry, it'll get +3. If it had a Chesto, well, that wouldn't do anything. So anyway, that's going to be in the Hooper anyway. I completely walled it in the end. I was so tanky. Next Pokemon we got is Meloetta. I'm like, all right, they're going to try and hit me with a special move here. So here comes Relic Song. Oinkologne has lived it pretty comfortably, and we got a transformation into Pirouette form. I just went for Body Press again because I thought I may as well try and bury another. This is a fighting Pokemon too. I've got to get rid of it, and it one-shot at it. So Oinkologne has been a Hooper and a Meloetta. Next Pokemon, like, you watch this, right? We got a Kyurem Black here. It's going to go for Icicle. So I was like, man, you're cooked. I went for Rest this turn, and then they got a lucky crit. And I'm like, oh, come on. So Oinkologne once again has been, it's a skill issue, right? I would have got a sweep there. I know I would have got a sweep with that. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna get a sweep with that Oinkologne set for sure. I'm gonna go do one. Specifically go and try and do one. So anyway, Kyurem's gonna swap out there, and we got the Emboar coming in. Emboar swapping out, and the we got Suicune's cousin coming in for a little bit of special attack rising. So I've got Head Smash here and Atlanta, which is great, and that does a good amount of damage. I'm very, very happy about that. Now, I've got Quick Claw as my item. I was hoping for it to pop, and it never did, and yeah, that's going to be the end of Emboar. But still, that was a pretty good effort. So now, once again, I'm in a very tough spot here. I'm versing Sweat, and we've got another Oinkologne. So this is my special set. I was like, you know what? This is a pretty good opportunity to go for Echo Voice. Now, I actually managed to outspeed, which is pretty funny, and we're going to have a Sunny Day set up. So, obviously, they're going to try and boost the power of their Hydro Stream. Now, this Oinkologne, the special one, it was Timid Nature, Max Speed, Max Special Attack, and we've got Metronome as the item, and it's got Echo Voice. So, with Metronome, if I in Echo Voice, they sort of like stack in damage. So if you keep using them over and over, it gets very, very powerful, like exponentially, right? So I'm going for Echo Voice, and I went for Terra Normal just to make sure I got that KO, and I did. So like, this is pretty good. Next Pokemon's going to be Deoxys D. So Deoxys D kind of thick, and they're going to go for a Terra. I was like, all right, I wonder what they're running on this set, because with this Oinkologne, I feel like I can live any move that Deoxys D does, bar maybe a Body Press, and then they went for Terra Psychic. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fair. So I've gone for Echo Voice here, and it gets incredibly good damage on Deoxys D if you know it's defensive, and they're going to go for Iron Defense. Like, yep, that they're definitely running some sort of like bulky set there or a Body Press. And yeah, that's the end of Deoxys D. It is going to be fainting. So I'm getting a Echoed Voice Oinkologne sweep at the moment. So you know what? If one pig doesn't work, you use the other pig. You know what I mean? Next Pokemon we got is going to be Kyurem. And yeah, Kyrem's going to be in a little bit of trouble here because I actually went first, and after all those boosts in power, I just dropped it. It's going so good. So that's the end of Kyurem. We've got one. At this point, I was laughing so hard, like it was actually working so well. And then I was laughing even more because they had this in the back. They could have sent this in so much earlier. So I actually, I have to admit, I almost fell off my chair laughing, and I've actually sausage fingered, pardon the pun, the Echoed Voice button. I'll press Earth Power instead. My thumb sort of just hit every single button on my controller, and I was still laughing, and I was like, oh, do I have a Pokemon left? I was like, oh yeah, I've got Primeape left. So I just went for Drain Punch, and I finished it off. But there you go, that special Oinkologne. Man, I was so surprised I misclicked. So that's the end of the third battle. Hope you enjoyed the one. I'm not sure what the opponent's name is, but thank you for the battle. Hope we don't underestimate the power of the pig. So we got battle number 4. This one is against Stonius, and we got we got 6 battles today. I hope you're enjoying these. these long videos. I'm trying to get even more content on there. So I went for Energy Ball. I seen in the team preview they had Swampert. I thought they might try and set up the Stealth Rocks. And of course, they had Rindoberry. I bet you they didn't expect Energy Ball, but I bet you that would have been a big surprise. So Swampert's going to set up the Stealth Rocks here. And I could go for another Energy Ball, but I'm feeling like they're probably definitely going to swap. So they swapped into a Metagross, another one. I was like, oh. So I decided to go for Echoed Voice on the swap instead. I nearly went for Earth Power, but I decided to go for Echoed Voice, right? So Metagross has got all of the Telepath. I now went for Earth Power. Not bad damage, considering it's coming from a special Oinkologne. And Metagross is going to go for a sub. I'm guessing they expected I had nothing to hit them with, right? But when I made this special Oinkologne, I made sure I had Earth Power, because Steel obviously is a very good counter. So I went for the Earth Power. I know that's going to be enough to break the sub. So essentially, the Metagross actually helped me there by going for sub gym. I might be able to feint this. I wonder what set this is. So Metagross is going to go for a Trailblaze. So they're trying to get some speed up. So they got Trailblaze and sub. I'm assuming they've got Meteor Mash too. So I almost took it out. Metagross is going to go for another Trailblaze. So with +2, Metagross will be able to outspeed me. And they got a Meteor Mash off. And Oinkologne is actually bulky enough to live it and feint the Metagross. Wow, I bet you didn't expect me to win that matchup against the Metagross. So next Pokemon is going to be Salaman. So pretty much all of their sets were very competitive, and at least I knew how to read them pretty well. So I was just thinking, do I have everything on my team here to be able to beat some of these really threatening Pokemon? I'm still glad this the Salamence here was not Moxie, because that could have been got nasty real quick. So Salamence is going to swap out, and in comes Toxtricity. Now this told me two things. This either told me it had Terra Flying, or it had a move to Mamoswine for super effective, or it's like Terra Fighting too. So here we go. We got a Terra Toxtricity, and it's going to be Terra Flying. So I went for Earth Power, and I thought, all right, well, what are you going to use against me? Terra Flying's not going to faint. It might just hit me with a Boom Burst. I actually just, I set like this a little, probably the last video, I think. So they've gone for a Boom Burst, and it's a Throat Spray set, so that's fine. I can actually go for a Blizzard here, and it's 100% accuracy as well. So Blizzard's going to land, and that's going to be the end of Toxtricity. So I managed to take it out anyway, but they did manage to get a lot of damage on Mamoswine, which was good there. So, but they have used up their Terra now. So in comes the Salamence is going to go for Iron Head. So I don't know about this Salamence. I'm getting a vibe that it might be Choice Scarf or Choice Bandit. So I've gone into Primeape. Primeape's got Ice Punch, and I've got Jolly Nature. So like, let's go for that. I outsped, and I took it out with Ice Punch. Like, okay, I think that it might have been Choice Band. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the Salamence. It's good to get rid of that. Next Pokemon here is going to be Volcarona. Now, this thing is really, really sweaty and really, really, really powerful. So it's definitely going to use Quiver Dance and stuff like that, and I get Flame Body. So I'm in a very, very bad position at the moment. Like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I've got Fling, and I've got Lancet, bro. But if I get hit by a crit, I'm most definitely probably going to faint anyway. So I decided to do it anyway. I wanted to actually try and make them think about their play. And actually, I did this Fling and Lancet Berry, and after I did this, they almost took an entire minute to actually make their move. So at least I got them thinking, right? So this is an Anger Point set. If you don't know what Anger Point is, if you get critted by any move, right, you get a +6 in attack instantly. The problem is you have to live a critical hit, and when you're facing down a Quiver Dance Volcarona, which is super overpowered, it's very, very hard to, able to do that, right? So that's the end of Primeape. Maybe I should have gone Lancet Berry first, but I don't think it really mattered. I was always going to faint there. Last Pokemon I've got here that can do anything at all to Volcarona is my Emboar. I've got some Stealth Rock damage, and I'm like, yeah, I have to go for Terra Fire here. Terra Fire at least will save me against a Fire move and a Bug move, and I'd say it's probably just got Giga Drain as well. And this is the typical standard easy Volcarona set to run. So here comes the Fiery Dance. That at least is not going to be as big a base power, and Emboar lives that, just due to having max health. And they got a crit too. I even helped them out with the crit. So Head Smash is going to land, thank goodness, and the battle continues, people. They didn't get their easy sweep. So that's the end of Volcarona and the Emboar at the same time. So now they're going to have to really work for it. They're going to have to really work to try and beat the last couple of Pokemon here. They just won't be able to Quiver Dance sweep me. So we've got the Grumpig coming in here. Now, I know that I can take out Swampert. That's not even an issue. And I've got this pretty much ready to beat the last couple of Pokemon. Well, I'm hoping, right? So I've got that Nasty Plot going, so it's going to give me a good boost in Special Attack. I know that I can live an Earthquake unless it's like something crazy like Choice Band. That actually did a good amount of damage flip turn. And the Swampert's going to swap out into Tyranitar. I was like, okay, perfect. I know they're not going to expect me to have Focus Blast. So I've got the Nasty Plot going. I've got that happening. It's going to be 4 times. And it missed. I was like, oh, no. So that was a dreadful miss there. And Tyranitar gets a lucky Dragon Dance up. So I was like, wow, I've got 1 Pokemon left. Like, what am I going to do now? So I've gone for Focus Blast, and I still outsped the Tyranitar. So Tyranitar must have had nothing in speed. It must have been something like Max Health and Max Attack, Animan. And yeah, that was the end of Tyranitar, which was very, very good. And now my berry is finally going to activate here, and I can use the move Belch. Now, I did contemplate using Belch here to feint the Swampert, but I thought, knowing my luck with that Sandstorm, Swampert's probably going to live anyway. So I went for Extra Sentry and just finished it off. And that is going to be the end of the battle. Man, that was a really good battle. I didn't expect to beat such a competitive team there with memes. But thank you, Stoniest, whoever you are, if you ever watched one of the videos. Thank you for the battle. I hope you like the pigs. Maybe you got to see some movesets there you've never experienced before. Next battle here, I have no idea who this is against, but we've got battle number 5. So we've got a Solgaleo lead here. Solgaleo looks really, really good. I like it. Its model looks really good. So they're going to go for their signature move here, Sunseal Strike, and Grumpig is able to live that one, which is pretty good. I just went for Focus Blast here because I had absolutely nothing to do to Solgaleo, and I got a very lucky crit there. I was very lucky. Then they finished me off with Metal Claw. Yo, that was complete disrespect. So I'll give them credit for that one. That definitely made me laugh. So we're going to go into Oinkologne here. I thought, you know what? This is a good opportunity. Let's set up them, let's set them stockpiles up. So in comes, as soon as I was thinking that, I was like, no, wait, this is my other pick. This is my special pick. So we got this superpower set. Obviously it has his signature move too. And I thought, if I can get around this with my other pick, my body press pick, I might be able to get a sweep here. Like, I already knew it was on their team, and I'm thinking, like, maybe I can get around it if they're going to keep spamming Superpower. So they went for Superpower the first time. I wasn't 100% sure that that I would do under half health or over half health, so I went for Stockpile instead, just to be safe. So I could always go for Rest again and then go for Stuffed Cheeks and activate the Game Lock Berry. So they've got Superpower and Low Kick, interestingly enough. I don't know if I'd run both of those moves. Like that seems a bit excessive, but anyway, I went for a Stockpile again. That's boosted up my stats. Then they've withdrawn them. So they're going to bring in Zacian here, and I've already got some boost up in defense, so I'm going to be fairly bulky, and I went for a Rest here. So Oinkologne is going to be sleeping, and it's going to be getting all of its health back. Now, I can go for a Stuffed Cheeks when I wake up, but the only thing is I'm going to be asleep for 2 turns. Now, this Zacian, you're probably wondering why there was such little damage for. That Zacian, this was a free battle as well, so all the Pokemon were level 100 except for Zacian. So Zacian was like level 80 or 70 or something like that. I was surprised as well that Sacred Sword did so little. So anyway, they swapped it out, and then I decided to go for Terra Fighting because I knew what was coming my way here, right? So I got that Terra Fighting. That's the thing about a non-restrictions battle. It'll actually take your levels based on what they actually are. It won't elevate them in a normal battle to level 50 like they normally do. So we got the superpower coming my way. I'm able to live that due to the Terra Fighting, and then I can stuff them cheeks and get a additional +3 in defense. So what have I got now? +5 in defense and +2 in special defense. So this thing is absolutely loaded up. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Rayquaza. They got that shiny. They're definitely going to go for a little Timmy Dragon Ascent here. So I've gone for Body Press, and it does very good damage. It's a clean 2-hit KO. Here comes the Dragon Ascent, but since I've got so much bulk up here, Rayquaza does nothing. It didn't even tickle me. You know what I'm thinking too? I think it's almost time. I think it's almost time for another pig joke as well. I think it's going to be very cool. Okay, what is a pig's favorite Shakespeare play? Hamlet. Get it? Hamlet? Ham? Anyway. So in comes Solgaleo. It's going to take out my Oinkologne. That's 3 of my pigs down. So we've got that Emboar. I'm hoping for a Sympathy Quicklaw. However, we got the Solgaleo swapping out, and we got Oinkologne swapping in. So I went for Temper Flare here. Now, Temper Flare doubles on base power if you have a move failure. That's why I worked with Focus Miss. Unfortunately, I didn't get a Quicklaw, and Ivy Coat Girl was going to flank my Emboar. You know, obviously. Next Pokemon is Primeape. Oh, watch this. This was really funny. So I'm thinking here, I could get critted and get an anger point, and this could work, right? So I went for Drain Punch, hoping they'd go for Ivy, Coat Girl, and crit me, and then I could get an anger point and one-shot them. But in comes the level 69 Zacian, so I dealt with that pretty easily, and I got some free health back. Then, right, watch this. Then comes a Breloom. So I was like, all right, I'll go for Ice Punch there. I got rid of that, so that's fine. And they had one other Pokemon left here, which I thought I might have a little chance of getting Anger Point to work. So Kyron comes in, like, you wouldn't read about it. Like, watch this, right? This is so funny. So I went for Lancet Barrier. I was like, okay, please crit me, please crit me, please crit me. So I've given the opponent a +2 in crit, yeah? And then they use Freeze Dry. I was like, what? So that's 100% crit. So I didn't even need to do that. So I got an anger point, and that gave me a +6. And now I can just like sweep the rest of the team like easy peasy. So we got that Lancet Berry Fling. That's incredible. I didn't even need to do that. So that's the end of Kyurem, and we got 2 more Pokemon left. So we got Oinkologne and Solgaleo. So Solgaleo I just took out with the Disrespect Ice Punch, and yeah, that's gonna be definitely gonna be the end of them there, because I got so much health back from Drain Punch. So Oinkolone's the last Pokemon. Now they're gonna go for a Terra here. And they're only going to go into their Wellspring, so that's not really going to change, unless they outspeed me, of course. When you go for Wellspring, it'll give you a boost up in Special Defense, so it'll be different as maybe even Defense. It doesn't have a lot of health left. So anyway, I'm going to be going first. I got the Acrobatics, and that's going to be the end of the Wellspring Oinkologne, and that is the end of the battle. You got to see the Anger Point Primeape. Not the way I would have liked to have it done, but, you know, a crit's a crit, right? I can't complain. Last battle here, I'm not sure who this opponent is. We got a battle on the beach, though. We got Gangster Grandma, and all the homies are out today. We got Oinkologne versus Meowscarada. Now, this is actually really, really impressive, right? Watch this. So here comes the Flower Trick on my Oinkologne. It critted me, obviously, and that's a good amount of damage there, but not enough. So I've got the Stuffed Cheeks up there, so Insta +3. So I thought, well, if I go for Body Press now, that's going to do a really big amount of damage. Should I go for Terra here? I decided not to go for the Terra. Now the opponent has gone for a little Timmy Terra here because they don't want to get swept by a pig. They're very, Oinkologne is a very threatening Pokemon. Hopefully after today, all the people that, thought Oinkologne was trash, maybe you've seen it in a new light now. Like, you have to be real though. You've seen it do some amazing things in today's video. It's been really, really good, right? Anyway, the amount of damage I took there was incredible, and I managed to get a body press off there. So they wasted their Terra, and I almost took them out. So that's good. So I went to Primeape here. I was hoping maybe I could live a Flower Trick like super badly, because this has like max health, and they swapped out and went into Whimsicott. Now this is where problems start to arise here, because this thing is very, very bulky, and it's a pain in the ass, right? So they've got leftovers as their item. Now, as you know, I have to rely on Lancet Berry Fling here to do my strategy. So they got the sub up, and I went Fling. So now my strategy is pretty much sunk there. So Lancet Berry, absolutely, obviously it's not going to break the sub. I went for Acrobatics. Yeah, I got some damage there on the sub, which is good. The thing about this is that a Cotton Guard as substitute combination. It was pure stall, basically. They also had Moonblast too. I was able to leave that due to the max health, but I digress there. They're just going to keep going for Cotton Guard and make themselves really bulky and get substitutes up. So I'm thinking, how am I going to get around this thing, How am I going to get around this? Like, I can't with Primeape. It's pretty much done here. I'm going for Ice Punch. I'm desperately trying to break the sub so I can bring in my next Pokemon, but, with no attack EVs and, +6 in defense, I was in a rock and a hard place, I guess you could say. Now, I've gone for another Acrobatics here. I think that actually broke the sub. I broke the sub, and then they went for a final sub here, because I knew they would. So I swapped Primeape out and went into Oinkologne, because if you remember, this is the echoed voice sound. I thought, The one weakness to this Whimsicott set is stally, but I can get around it with a sound-based move. So I thought it's not going to be bulky on the special side either, so let's go ahead and use this Oinkologne. So, of course, their last move is going to be Leech Seed. I knew it would be, judging on the set. So they've got, it's disgusting, so they've got Cotton Guard, Sub, Leech Seed, and Moonblast, typical stalling set. So I've gone for Echoed Voice, which is good. Even after the Leech Seed and leftovers, I feel like I should be able to feint this, but just in case, I thought, well, if I go for Terra Normal here, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm still going to have a reasonably powerful Pokemon, and I would have used Echoed Voice twice already, and I'd have the Stab, and I have, Terra and Metronome too, so it's going to be, pretty strong. So I'm going to go for that Terra Normal. I know they're going to go for Moonblast here. The only thing I was worried about is they might drop my special attack with Moonblast. That would be very, very unlucky if that happened, and thank goodness it didn't. That was really good. So that's going to be the end of the annoying Whimsicott, but I can tell you what, the stall did not end there. So that's the end of Whimsicott. Next Pokemon is going to be Ogerpon. It's like, yeah, let's see how much this does to me. I've got Echo Voice again. They have gone for a Focus Energy. I was like, wow, that was very, very overconfident. And they're very lucky because I feel like that was a low roll. Absolutely a low roll. If someone can be bothered doing a damage calc for that, I'd really like to know if that was like a low roll or not. Just on a normal Ogerpon, let's say this max attack and max speed, and that was Terra Normal Metronome. Timid. Was it timid? Yeah, timid. So I'd like to know if that was actually, did that matter or not? Anyway, so I brought in the Emboar. I got a Quick Claw, which is really nice. So that got rid of the Snorfest, so that's good. The battle continues, right? So we got 2 Pokemon down. Next Pokemon is going to be this Meowscarter. I've got hit by Acrobatics, and I lived it on 8 health thanks to Emboar's max health EVs, and I took out that threat too. So things are starting to, really pick up here. I was actually really starting to get into this battle. And we got the Serena here going for a U-turn. Now, I'm thinking that's, by the look of that set, I think it might be a Choice Scarf or a Choice Band set. I got that feeling. Anyway, so remember I was talking about stall before? Yep, we had another stalling grass Pokemon. So it's a grass team, as you can see. So I brought in the Grumpig. I didn't expect, I thought they wouldn't expect me to just set up on its face and try and feint this. And now they're going to go for a Leech Seed. So another Leech Seed Snorfest. So I can take this out. The thing I'd love to do here is go for Belch, but I can't. I'm hoping that I can get a Salak Berry boost and then allow me to get Belch, because Belch will be super effective against that Serena and it'll easily take out Wochine. And now they've got another Substitute one as well. I always felt like Belch should be like a, I think that's a sound-based move, even though a Belch is like a sound, right? So anyway, so I went for a Focus Miss, and that lands. That's good that landed, and that's going to easily break this up. In fact, that'll one-shot Wochine easy peasy. So Wochine is going to go for Ruination, which is fine. I knew they would have that. It's the main sort of move. And I was really, really hoping that with Leech Seed and Ruination, it would put me in Salak Berry range, and it didn't. So I was a little bit unlucky there. So I was like, I don't know whether I can outspeed this Serena now. If I got that berry, absolutely. So in comes, we got a Grassy Glide was definitely going to be coming my way here if this Swacky dodged that attack, but it didn't. So that's going to be downs. That's great. So we've got Wochine left, which cannot swap in here. It's going to get one-shotted, and we've got Serena. So Serena's going to come in and outspeed me the U-turn. See, I was a bit unlucky there. I didn't get the Salad Bread because I would have outsped that and one-shotted it, and I would have beaten the Wochine as well. So now they're going to bring in their Wochine, and of course, Primeape's the last Pokemon. And as you know, I used up my Mamoswine or Primeape, last ones here. Mamoswine is absolutely not going to be able to take this out with one Blizzard. I have to get a Snow Cloak miss. I've set the snow up, and unfortunately, it's going to land and one-shot me with the grass up as well. So not much I could have done there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Primeape cannot do anything. Ice Punch is going to be like a 400 hit KO. So I went for a distance. I flexed that Fling, and that's the end of the battle. But it's funny, if I got the Salad Berry, I would have won that. No worries. I would have taken that easy peasy. But hope you enjoyed today's battle speed with the Pig team. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Keep on oinking. Peace out.